stampingwithdye.com as I bounce around on my chair. Good Monday. Welcome to, what is this, almost the last week of September. Welcome to, almost the last week. Oh, I have to turn my computer down. We don't want to hear it echoing. So welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Diana and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in Santan Valley, Arizona, and I come to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Saturday, what I usually do is I do a really fast video, and it's usually from a prior video, and I just kind of edit it and speed it up, and I just always play a happy music to it, and it always makes me wish I really could stamp as fast as those videos. So hey Nancy, hey, oh, Vintage Moon. That's a new one, isn't it? So welcome. And if you are new, let me know where you're from. And so I don't, sometimes people have a name that it's like a business name or whatever. So sometimes I'm like not sure who, if you're like brand new or somebody I should know. So anyway, so I am going to flip the phone around and we are going to do Mimeograph Monday. Now Mimeograph Monday means I'm basically copying a card or a project out of the catalog, and Mimeograph has the same letter as Monday, so that's why I use the word mimeograph. And a lot of people are liking the mimeograph because they might see something of well, or they didn't look at it. A lot of times I've gotten people will comment and go, I never even looked at that card before. So I hope this one is the same way. Excuse-moi while I choke. And so I am using paste today, and I don't think I've ever showed you the paste. I also have another little project I will be sharing either this week or next week using the paste as well. So you might, if you don't have it, you might want to put that on your shopping list, because I know I ordered more of it and it said they were running low on inventory. So I think that you're going to want to get you a package or two. Well, it's actually a little container. So let me stop blabbing and we will get started. Hey Jackie, hey Karen. All right, so let me flip my phone around so you can see. All right, so before we get started, I want to let you know, I sent an email out, I put it on my blog as well, and starting tomorrow through September the 28th, I'm going to have double country dozen rewards. Now what those are I have a rewards program, so you can get the flyer on my blog, but also when I send you, I always send you like a email thank you before you get like your thank you card in the mail. And then some people get incentives or goodies, whatever they choose. But I always put in the email a copy of this flyer to fill out. So basically, when you place an order of 50 before tax and shipping, you earn an egg. And I live out in the boonies. I have ducks and chickens, so I just have always done the dozen rewards. And once you get 12 eggs, then you get to pick $35 worth of stuff. So I have stamp set on here, but it's just a value of 35. But I'm going to be doubling it till the 28th. So starts tomorrow till the 28th. So basically, if you order 50 before tax and shipping, you're earning 2 eggs. And then if you do 100, it just keeps doubling. So make sure if you place an order and you print the little flyer out, and then you just keep track of it, because then it explains it all better. So hopefully I explained that good enough. The hostess code for September, this is the hostess code that you want to use when placing your order in my store. And as usual, I always say, if you are ordering under 150 before tax and shipping, that's the only time you want to use that. Because if you're ordering more, you don't want to use it, because you want to get your own hostess benefits. And I love that. You don't have to have a party, right? You don't have to have people over to the house. You can just, order 150 on your own. Or you can ask your friend, like, do you need something? Do you need something? And then put them together. All right. So this is what I meant about goodies and guts. There's always something, right? So if you order 75 before tax and shipping, then not only do you get, your reward points, but you also can choose goodies, which are the round and square brads for September, or the guts. And the guts will make these 3 cards here. Nothing is stamped. It's all ready to go. It's already cut and everything. And you can see those cards on my YouTube channel. All right. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. All right, where's my catalog? Here we go. So what I'm going to show you today is this card right here. And this uses the knit together background stamp. And I think this might be just the first year that the background stamps are not on wood, I want to say. So before, you could choose one or the other. But anyways, so I'm just like thinking, talking what I'm thinking. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. So cute. All right, and when I looked at it, I didn't even realize, even though the paste was right here, I wasn't even picking up that it was paste. All right, so this is what we're going to be using today. Hi, Jeannie. So we are using the knit together, and it actually is a bundle, and you get the knit sweater die. So what I did was I lined them all up, and then I put, so this is that, it's like Post-it note tape or whatever, and I just get it off of Amazon. So I just Post-it noted them together so that they were not slipping and sliding. And I probably could have separated them a little bit, but this just kept them straight. And then I just zippity-doo-dah through the machine. And then it gives me this. And so basically what you're doing is you're making yourself a mask. All right. So I'm also going to use Words of Cheer and Christmas Cheer. So how I knew that that's what they did is because the recipe says that's what they did. I made a stencil with thick white cardstock to add the embossing paste. I'm like, okie dokie. So you just want to make sure that you cut this big enough so that when you're cutting this, if you cut your paper too short, this paper will fall away, right? Because you want to make sure that you're keeping them all in the one piece of paper. So this is like 6.5 by 6. Because it has to also go through your machine, right? All right, so let's see. So let's get started with the card so we can get our paste on so it can kind of start to dry. Now, the card also said that they used crumb cake ink. I used the crumb cake ink, and it was too dark. So I either inked my pad too much, or, perhaps the one that they used for the catalog was not as inked, right? Or had been used a lot. So I'm doing the Versamark. So if you don't have a Versamark pad, the Versamark pad is one that everybody should have in their stash. So this basically, however many colors of ink you have, that's how many that this will do, right? Because it's basically making it just a tone darker than the cardstock. So it makes a watermark, basically, on your cardstock. So what I'm going to do is, so I just used that, and it was a lot better. It was softer, and it still put that knit design on my cardstock, but it showed my paste better. Now, also the paste that I'm using, and this could be why as well, I didn't have the regular paste. I have the glittery paste. It's called Shimmery White Embossing Paste. So it might not be as white as a regular paste. So I have that coming, the regular one. Okay, so I'm putting this on here. So see how I inked this up, backwards. Then I lay my cardstock on here. I'm going to put a little adhesive right there. And then I rub. So this is a lot easier to do your background stamps this way. And this is how I did it when we had wood mount too. And then you just peel this off, and then you've got, you know, your thing right there. All right. So now I'm going to set this aside so it can dry. And then I'll pull this one over because this one I did ahead of time. So it's already been drying. All right. Now another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Stamparatus. And I need to take this off because, see, it's still got that little bit of adhesive on the back. So I'm going to get a new sheet. I think every time I get an order, I have these grid sheets in the order because every time I place an order, I get one. All right, now make sure if you have your magnets, usually I do not have both of them out. Usually I only have one, but I need both of them. So I don't want them to like touch each other. So I just am very conscious where my hands are. Like you don't want to bring your hands together and have them go flying out. All right, so I'm going to put my cardstock on here with that pretty sweater on there. So hopefully you could see that. All right, then we need our mask. And I'm just trying to see through it. All right, so I'm gonna put a magnet here and a magnet here. And then that's just gonna kind of hold my mask so it's not gonna move around. If you don't have, you know, a Stamparatus, you could just use tape. You know, you could use your tape if you want. But I just was like, oh, Stamparatus works perfect. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape, just for heck's sake. All right, so then we have our paste. Now what I've done is so let me show you one that's not been opened. So this bag's a little bit different than the other one. All right, so this bag was a little thicker, unless I picked it from somewhere else. All right, so we have our paste, and then when you open it, it comes, you know, there's like a seal thing, so I take the seal off, and then this is just like that bag. I'm trying to think because it feels a little different, but I think it's just the bag it was in. And then I just cut it so that it's even more going to be sealed when the lid goes on, because you don't want any air getting in there. And I have found that it stays longer better if I put that extra bit of plastic over top of it. All right, so then I'm just going to stir it up. You can tell I've been having fun with it. Like I said, I have another project I'm going to share probably next week with the paste too. All right, and then we just basically, it's kind of like icing a cake. So we have these cute little spatulas in the catalog. So I'm just putting this on. So it's like icing a cake, or if you do tile in your kitchen or your bathroom, it kind of reminds me of that, right? Where you're grouting. You're kind of like grouting. All right. So you're just going to move that around. And you don't want to scrape it. Like you want to scrape it a little bit, but you don't want to remove so much of it. You want it to, you know, you want some of it to stay in the holes that these little critters are. All right, so we just keep doing that. So yeah, so I have more paste because I never played with it a lot, and then when I did this cute little thing for fall social, I was like, oh, this paste is so fun. So I need to get more of it, and I think I would like it more. And that was a thing. I got it and I used it when I first got it. I didn't seal it properly, and then forever later I go open it and it had dried just because I didn't seal it right, and I hadn't used it in like forever. So you just definitely want to put that plastic and use it, right? It's not that expensive. I think it's like $8 or $9. All right, so then you're just gonna go like that. Now the thing is, the paste will harden. It hardens pretty quickly. Oops, let me put this back here. It hardens pretty quickly. So what you want to do is, see, I'm just kind of putting that in there, and then the lid, and that just makes it have a really good seal. All right, so while that dries, I'm gonna go toss this in the sink. So hold on a second. All right. All right, I didn't toss it in the sink. I cleaned it in the sink. All right, because it will harden on here very quickly. So what you want to do, if you don't have a sink nearby, you can have like a glass that you don't drink out of. And you could just set it in there if there's water, and then it will just keep it wet. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to get our magnets. And I've got paste on them. So let me wash the paste off of them. Because like I said, it dries pretty fast. All right, let me stick that up underneath there. All right. So we'll peel this off of here. And so see, there's a magnet there. There's a place under your stamp apparatus. So see right here? This is where you store them. So I always have one underneath here because usually if I'm just doing regular stamping, one is plenty. All right. So then we're going to peel this off. So then we're going to peel it off the card. And then I just keep, can you see? I just kind of keep moving my finger on the plain spot, and then I just throw this away. But what I would do is I would probably do more, you know, than just one card, but I'm only doing one card today. All right. So let me get that off of there, and I'm going to put it on a clean one. All right. And let it dry. So see how cute that is? Oh my gosh, it is so cute. So it looks like, you know, like the bulky knitting of the sweater. All right, so we're gonna set it aside to dry, and I'm gonna bring one over that I did earlier that's already dry. So this is the one that I did first, and see how dark that stitching is, because that's the one I stamped with the crumb cake. It was just a little bit too dark. Also, when I did the paste, I scraped it too much. So I removed too much of the paste. So see the difference of these two? So you can see it much better. And this, you know, this was just too dark. All right. So here we have our card. All right, so let's get starting to put our card together. I'm also using for the letters. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. I have just started, even if I don't think I'm going to use something, I pretty much get at least one of everything out of the catalog. I don't mean the stamp sets, but I mean like one ribbon, one paper, just so I can try it, especially for the mimeograph, right? Because I might go, oh, I want to try that, and then I don't have it. So this is the red and green foil sheets, and they are beautiful. This red is gorgeous. And they just, and there's the green. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. So I was so glad that I had picked it, right? So I was like, oh no, did I not order that? But I did. And it just goes right through the cut and emboss. Simple. And it's a little half, got a little bit of a half to it. But it's just this beautiful foil look. All right. Now the card itself is going to be crumb cake, and that's another thing that I changed. The card in the catalog, they just did it right on the card, like, so they did the whole thing right on this card, and I wanted to do it on a separate piece of paper because it does like as it's drying, like you can feel the moisture underneath there. So I would just as soon do it on another piece of paper. And then it just has like this extra little layer to it. All right, so I'm gonna put my adhesive on the card instead of this. All right, so I'm gonna stick that on here, and then we will start putting our card together. And so if you like to make your own confetti, this die is amazing. Look at all these fun things that you get. you've got snowflakes, you've got these little deer. And at first I was like, oh, they're kind of pixelated looking. And then I was like, well, no wonder. They look like they're like cross-stitched, right? Or knitted. So that's why they look, you know, kind of like they do. And then there's like some little, oh, look at these. So doesn't that remind you of like, oh, Eric had a video game. He's had so many games over the years. And this kind of looks like one of the things that you would push for the, you know, directions or whatever. All right, so I'm going to take a little deer, a little deer. I'm just going to do 3 deer. All right. And then you also get this. Like, look how fun this is. So you have a bunch of strips of these. So this reminded me of Charlie Brown's t-shirt. But anyways, all right. So here is that. We're going to do the inside of the card. I have not stamped anything on the inside because I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I want to make sure that I've picked the right piece for the inside. Yeah. So I just have a piece of this beautiful foil. And then I just cut it the right 1 inch. And then it might be a little overhangy, but that's fine. I just trim that. And then I'm just going to glue a couple of the little reindeers on there. Just so it's got a little something something on the inside of the card. All right, so I'm just using green tip glue. Get it started. You know me and my green tip glue. It's like a love-hate relationship. All right, so we're going to put a deer, a deer, a deer. All right. A doe, a deer, a female deer. All right, there's that one. And that one. And that one. And you could put a whole bunch of them if you wanted, but I'm just going to put 3. And then they'll dry. So they can dry, they can sit and dry over there. All right, so let's get the card going. We also are using the flowers for every season, and this is the combo pack. So this is the white, it's like a cotton. So I need a piece of that. And my ribbon scissors. All right. Make sure I didn't cut that wrong. All right. Very good. Very, very, very good. All right. So I'm going to put some dimensionals. And I always tell you every week that I don't know if this is how the original card was made. But this is how my brain works when I look at, you know, things in the catalog. I'm like, well, maybe they did this. So I'm just putting some dimensionals on here. Like that. All right. And that's just going to hold my ribbon on. Because it's kind of at an angle. And then glue dots. It's like, if somebody were to take a card apart, they'd go, what in the heck was she thinking? All right, so then a glue dot on each dimensional, because it's going to fold over on itself. So I'm just putting these on so it will fold over. Like I said, if anyone that designs the stuff from Stampin' I've ever watched one of my videos, they would go, that's not how we did it. And that could be the case. All right, so that's there. Then we want our happy on here. So our happy's going to go on there. And that's just going to hide if you can see any of the little dimensionals back there. All right. So roll them. It's going to roll your dimensional or your glue dot. Just because the letters are skinny and the glue dot is too big. So I just take my pick tool and I basically fold the glue dot over on itself, and then it just makes it smaller for the letter. Now I could have also used the adhesive sheets, and then the letters would be totally adhesive, and then I could have just stuck it on there, but I didn't think about that till just now. All right, so you definitely want to come tomorrow, because that's what had me think of it, because they're sitting on my desk, because I've been working on tomorrow's project for my Teach Me Tuesdays. Oh my God, it's going to be so cute. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, I love making cute stuff. All right, so there we've got our happy. And then with our Real Red ink pad, and this is where that words of cheer greeting came from, or stamp set, because we want happy holidays. So we're going to go happy holidays. And then we're just going to cut that out with our scissors. All right. Snip, snip, snip. We're also going to use some red rhinestone embellishments. And then I also was like trying, because I was like, well, what happens if I don't like the paste? So last night, you know, while I was trying to sleep and I knew this was the card I was going to do, I was like, okay, I'm going to try the Versamark, because I just had a feeling that the crumb cake was going to be just too dark. So I knew I wanted to try that. And then I was like, oh, what happens if I don't want to use the paste? And I'm like, oh, I'll try the white craft pad. So I did try the white craft pad, and I'll show you that after. And it turned out good too. All right, but I wanted to do it the way the catalog was, the first one. All right, because I did like how it turned out, but I want to show you what the craft pad looks like as well. All right, so here is our holiday. So happy holidays. And then we're also going to take some twine or linen thread, and we're going to just tie a bow. So isn't this so cute? Oh my gosh, I just love it. It is just such a cute card. And that foil, oh my gosh, I need to get more of that. Isn't that bad? You don't think you're going to use something, and then it's just this beautiful red sheen. All right, so I have my linen thread. Now I'm going to take the linen thread and I'm going to lay it on my glue dot, and now I'm going to pinch my glue dot around the linen thread, and that's just going to make it smaller so there's not a whole bunch of glue dot everywhere. And that's going to go up underneath there like that. Let me trim the tails. All right, so then we're going to add our bling. And our bling is the red rhinestone. So these are, I love the red rhinestone. I love they're all the same size, and you get so many in a package. So it's never wasted, right? Because sometimes like some of the packages come with different sizes, and doesn't it seem like you always run out of the same size all the time? So I like that these are just all the same size. All right, get that bling bling where it's supposed to be. Let's see, 1, 2. Let's put one over here. So cute. All right, let me see if it's the same as the other one. And then I'll show you the one that I did with the white craft pad. All right, so there's that. So here's the one I was looking at. Oh, let me put the inside. Hold on a minute. Let me put the inside of the card. So this is where I put that foil strip. Got our foil. So with our cute little reindeer. So cute. All right, so let me trim my ribbon a little bit. So it's not too, I'll have to trim it a little bit more. All right, so here are the two that are the same almost, but with this one, I put this on the inside. So it does look kind of like Charlie Brown, but it also looks like what you would see on like an ornament, you know, that would be on the ornament. So this paper would be beautiful if you did like circles and then put that on there. But anyways, all right, so here it is. So this is what so you can see the difference. So this right here is basically the same thing, except what I did was I laid my, where's my card? Hang on. All right, so here's that one. So to get this one is I laid my thing on my grid sheet. Grid sheet. Here we are. Here we are. And then I used a blending brush and my craft pad. So if you don't have the paste, but you want to do this card, you could do it this way. All right. So I took, just lay your card on there. You're going to put your little guide. So this one I used before. So this one you could use over and over because it's just basically getting white craft on it. I wouldn't use one with craft and one with the paste. I would keep them, separated. And then all I did was I picked up, with my blending brush, the craft ink, and then I just pounced it. I just pounce. And I should have taped it. That's one thing I forgot. So I taped it down, but I totally forgot. Because you want to make sure it's not going anywhere. So, or put it on your stamparatus. All right, so let me see. I'll just get half of it done. So see? So you can do it this way too. And then it dries. Let me get that over there. And then it dries like that. So it's a different look altogether. It's flatter, obviously, but it's the same card, right? It's like the totally same card. So I'm just going to do this one, identically, except there won't be, all that, like your ribbon will lay flatter, right? Because it won't have all the bumps. So your ribbon will lay flatter, your greeting will lay flatter. But I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So it just gives it a different look. But anyways, looks like rickrack for sewing. I'm like in my head going, what's rickrack? Oh, that jaggedy thing, Sherry? That's might be what it is. Rickrack. Because it's supposed to look like a sweater, right? It's supposed to look like a sweater. So, but I know with the craft, you can really see the shapes a little better. I mean, that's a deer, but you really can see, the shapes really good. So I'll finish that one I have started. I should have taped it. I'll have to line it up really careful. But so anyways, but so yeah. So hopefully maybe you didn't notice that card in the catalog and now you go, oh, I'm going to try to make it. So even if you, just do it with the craft. Or, I love that knit together stamp is super cool. And if you do it with the Versamark, you could do it on any color paper, right? Even if you don't have the ink pad. And it just gives that watermark look to it. So it definitely was like softer. So I might have to make some more of these and do them in like different colors, like a green sweater and blue. So it makes me want to look at some of the other, some of the masks that we have. But this was cool in making your own mask, right? All right. So I'm going to say see you later. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be so fun. So if you don't have the counting sheep set and the sheep die, you want to get it before they run out of them because that's what I'm using. That's all I'm going to say. That's the little hint, that's all I'm going to say about that. So anyways, that will be tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And if you have any questions in regards to the double eggs or any of that stuff that I talked about at the beginning of the video, make sure you reach out and ask away. All right, let me know. I'll let you know anything. All right. Have a great night, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye for now.